Ladies and gentlemen, from more than 850 startups from 58 countries around the world, our jury have spent the last 3 days and have selected the final 8. They are about to battle for the most prestigious award in the startup sphere, the Pioneers Award. Let me introduce to you, challenging his friends to go beyond their limits, from Berlin, Germany, Alex Napetschnig.
We're gonna win the Pioneers Challenge because the world deserves to have more fun in life.
From Paris, France, adding the third dimension to your browser, one of the guys behind Sketchfab, Alban Denoyel.
We're gonna win the Pioneers Challenge because 3D is the next big thing and we are pioneers in letting anyone publish it online.
Using the sun to disinfect water, representing Helioz from Vienna, Austria, Wesian.
We're gonna win Pioneers Challenge because we're gonna save the world.
Discover your art style with Wise Art from London, United Kingdom, Scott Phillips!
We're going to win Pioneers Challenge because we're making discovering and collecting art fun, accessible, and affordable for the masses.
From Germany, beaming information between your devices, representing BeamApp, Heiko Behrens!
We're going to win Pioneers Challenge since we bring what Steve Jobs forgot when he built the iPhone and iCloud.
Enabling you to capture 3D models from real-world objects with his company, Dot Product from Munich, Germany, Rafael Spring!
We're gonna win the Pioneers Challenge because we're lightweight, but we take on the big guys.
From the United Kingdom, measuring your body in 3D with your very own hardware, representing Piokos, Nell Watson!
We're going to win the Pioneers Challenge through passion, pure and simple. So let's get out there and give them a pounding.
Identifying talents and matching them with the right jobs. MercuryPuzzle, represented by local hero Nicolas Vorsteher!
We're gonna win Pioneers Challenge because we identify real talent, help people find a job where they're best and where they can do what they love.
Pioneers, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from the Hofburg Imperial Palace in Vienna, Austria, let's get ready to rumble!
Okay, let's get this on. In order to see, in order to judge the top 8, we've got our, oh, that's a good moderation. We've got our judges next on. The head judge is Dave McClure. Make some noise for Dave McClure. And Daniel Kraft, Lars Hinrichs, Martin Eder, and Adam Cheyer. Welcome on stage, boys. Thank you.
Okie doke. I think it's time.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What's going to happen? Let's get ready for our very first startup. Tell us 4 minutes and 4 minutes of Q&A. Let's find out who the very first startup is. Let's have a look. The first startup, and I'm going to hear a lot of noise for that. The first startup on stage is Klash. Make some noise for Klash!
Wow, this must be pretty intimidating, but then I'm an emperor, so that's good. I'm not an emperor. My name is Alex, and I'm from Klash. Can we run the time? So, I'm the co-founder of Klash, and with Klash, it's a very cool mobile application for fun challenges and dares, and we're trying to solve the biggest problem in the world. Can we make this work? Well, it's obviously not having enough fun, and I know what I'm talking about because I was living in Germany for quite some time. Can we make this work? Where is the scanner? Technique? All right, we just try to. Yeah, I was about to show you some real cool pictures of people actually kissing squirrels, or someone hosting really serious panels. That's fun sports in Swan Customs. And then I was also about to show you something really, really embarrassing, because this guy is wearing like a German outfit. But yeah. Well, what all of these actions have in common is that they have been encouraged by our application called Klash. And Klash is a platform that basically combines one of our oldest human instincts with fun and competition. So you could basically clash someone to run the next marathon. You could clash someone to stop smoking. Well, I, for example, clashed my co-founder to eat one chocolate Mozart bowl for all the time I call the name of my company. Klash. So you could either clash your friends, or you could clash the whole world. Through the Facebook integration, it's really, really easy to get a lot of community around the Klash. And so they can kind of like join in, vote, and bat for your success. But some of you might think, why are we doing all this? Well, obviously because we want to have fun, but we also do like to make money. And we're going to make that money in the social media advertising space. And before I go in detail, I want to tell you something about the latest trends in here. We see that how the way brands communicate to people is changing completely. Just liking Facebook pages or banners doesn't do it anymore. Instead, what we are looking forward to, they're looking for user-generated content that can basically fill the gap between the digital world and the real world. Also, from a marketing point of view, this little camera in our phones are completely underutilized. So what does that mean for Klash? Well, Klash is social engagement. So if you have SoundCloud with their music and Eamon with their opinions, we Klash have real-time actions. And that's something very, very valuable for brands, because we're going to give them the opportunity to Klash their community. And our users, are going to engage like amazing, they're going to create amazing content. And what's happening next is, well, they're going to push it to their social feed. So basically, why should all the brands do the advertising? Let the user do it, and let them have fun while doing it. Here's a little campaign. So here we see here, Airwaves is clashing us to do the biggest bubbles. Our users are creating the content, and then they are pushing it to the Facebook feed. Very interesting. All right, we call this model cost per engagement model. And we're looking back at a very long bootstrapping road. We had one dream. We sold one car, went all the way down to Barcelona, and started our business. 1 month ago, we launched our application with our amazing team. We have been able to acquire 10,000 users, and we have been able to have 7,000 Klash in this 1 month, thanks to those guys, obviously. Right now, we're trying to grow the product, and we're going to do that with our product, but also with our new cool Facebook fan page integration. Well, what are we actually looking for? We want to build our team. We already have 30 years of combined coding experience, but we just have to accelerate as well.
Sorry. No, I'm
no
sorry.
worries.
The time's up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Give it up for Klash!
Thanks a lot. Very good question.
Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Right that way, right, and stop. Jury, do your dirty deed.
Well, give us an idea how much a campaign costs for a brand.
Well, basically, what we're looking forward right now is a cost per engagement campaign, which means that we are paid for every user post that is pushed forward to Facebook or Twitter. Obviously, that's something that we're going to do in the future because you need a certain user base for that. Right now, the feedback that we get from brands who basically love our idea is that we make fixed pricing, but that's about to change because we're looking for a more scalable model in that.
So give us some ideas of like how much?
Well, it depends on how long the campaign runs. But for example, a campaign for Airwaves for a week would be around 50,000K.
So strikes me that you're going to have at least a pretty large amount of distribution to be able to make money with this idea. So I'm assuming minimum probably hundreds of thousands of kind of active users, possibly even millions or more. Do you guys have background in doing social apps or mobile apps at anything near that scale?
Well, you're completely right that it's important to have a user mass. And as I said, with the Facebook fan page integration, this is one way of getting there. Okay. And for local brands, you don't have to necessarily have the millions. Because we are paid by this engagement of the people. And if you manage to have this advertising, which is very personal and coming from the user, you don't have to necessarily have a massive scale.
Well, I will fully admit that brands are sometimes stupid fucking idiots, but you do have to have some level of scale to be able to charge money for that. So
exactly.
You said you have 10,000 users in the last month?
Exactly. Since
we've
launched.
Is that downloads
almost,
or active users?
Downloads.
Downloads, okay.
So we're working on retention right now. We're going to do that by focusing on social relevance and high quality content.
Cool. Any other questions from our respected judges?
You didn't get to the team slide at the end. Why is it you guys succeeding with a challenge idea app? Why is it you guys to succeed with that?
Well, basically because we have from a technical point of view, we have a very experienced team. They have over 15 years of coding experience. Our CTO, Emiliano, is amazing. He has 4 hands coding on 5 different laptops. And, well, we are very creative. We came to where we come. We're going to focus on this high-quality content, and we're going to focus on this social relevance. And I think that's the right road we're going to be in. Also, time to market right now is perfect.
Does this idea excite you? Because I don't get the impression right now from your presentation that you are passionate or excited about this. Costume aside.
It's because I'm an emperor.
Did you have a late night last night?
Down.
Were you out partying really hard or something? Or?
I will. Try me tonight.
Because if you could tell me you had a hangover right now, I might give you an excuse, but otherwise I would say you're really not too passionate about your own idea.
No, trust me, I really am passionate.
I'm very passionate about my idea. Trust me. Okay. All right. Okay, do we have any other questions or comments? Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Make some noise for Klash. Okie doke. Let's find out who our second startup is. The second startup is Sketchfab! Give it up for Sketchfab! Oh, hang on. You haven't got a mic. There is a mic.
Hi. Hi everyone, I'm very happy and proud to be here and present Sketchfab today. The world around us is in 3D, right? But the web we browse every single day is still in 2D. Our mission at Sketchfab is to bring 3D to the web. The good news is that 3D content is already there. There are more than 20 million 3D professionals. It's engineers, designers, architects, 3D artists. They all spend hours on a 3D software to make great 3D models. In fact, most of the objects we use every day are designed in 3D before going to production. 3D content is getting even bigger thanks to 3D scanning. Today, anyone can make a 3D model in just a few minutes. But there is one big problem, is that to open and see a 3D model, you need a bloody 3D software. And normal people, like you and me, we don't have that, right? So let's say you're an architect and you want to share a 3D project to your client. How will you do? Well, in most of the cases, you will just use a picture. You could also use a video or a free plugin, but that's not really good solutions. That's why we created Sketchfab. Sketchfab is the very first solution to publish interactive 3D content online in real time without plugin. It's a bit like YouTube, but for 3D files. Let me show you how it works. So you log into sketchfab.com from any browser, and you upload a 3D model from your desktop in just 2 clicks. We accept all major 3D formats. And then in just a few seconds, your 3D model is displayed in the browser in full glory, full interactive. And now that it's in the browser, you can just send the URL to your client. It's just beautiful. You can answer the 3D model. On Sketchfab, you can have great renderings. It's as beautiful as inside a 3D software. On Sketchfab, you can display huge files, like this 3D scan of Noé in his garden. But the best thing with Sketchfab is that you can embed our 3D viewer on any web page, like here on Wikipedia, or like on the Apple website with the iPad mini. Isn't this beautiful? The great thing with Sketchfab is that it's based on standard technologies, WebGL and HTML5. It means nothing to install for it to make it work. We launched Sketchfab in April 2012. We already have almost 10,000 users, almost 5,000 3D models, and almost 100,000 people browse 3D content from Sketchfab every month. How do we make money? First, a freemium software as a service. So for a monthly subscription, you get access to our platform to manage and display your 3D assets. Then we open a 3D marketplace where you can buy and sell your 3D files. We have a great team behind Sketchfab. Cedric, 12 years of experience in the 3D. He made the first demo of WebGL in the browser for the launch of Firefox 4 back 2 years ago. Then we have Pierre-Antoine, our CPO, and myself for everything not programming related. Sketchfab is not new to the world. We got featured in TechCrunch as a unique way to display 3D content online and made it to first position on Hacker News just yesterday. We are from the French accelerator Le Camping in Paris and in Web Forward Accelerator from Mozilla in San Francisco. You might be wondering, what is rich media? Well, we think we have a good answer for that. At Sketchfab, we are pioneers in bringing 3D to the web. That's a big challenge, but that's also a great opportunity. So that's what we do.
Thank you. Thanks. Time up. Give it up for them. Well, now we're going to have to improvise. They don't have a mic. Come along with me. We're going to have to do some cuddling now. So we're going to have it all close up. Okay.
So I would have to say at least that was almost as exciting as your pants from a presentation standpoint. Well, it certainly seems like there's a market opportunity there and interesting product. Full disclosure, I might be an investor in a potential competitor. But I got the idea why there's a market opportunity. You guys just launched recently?
So we spent 18 months in research and development before launching in April, so 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
Okay. And you're currently charging for the product or not charging for the product?
So we just launched a beta pro version like 1 month ago, and we have 1 new client every day, basically. It's a freelance version at €9 a month.
€9 a month. Okay. Any other questions, comments from our judges?
So the 3D world is growing quickly. 3D printing is growing. Do you have the ability to modify something once you scan it, change the color, stretch it out, and maybe print it?
Well, there are many people entering this space. That's not our focus. Our focus is really to display 3D content as beautifully as a 3D software can do. And we don't want to replicate what a 3D software already does very well inside the browser.
Who would you be your ideal customer?
Good question. I think ideally I would love that it gets a consumer product. Like we believe pretty soon you'll be able to make a 3D model with your iPhone. In fact, you can already using a video made on your iPhone. So if tomorrow the random Joe wants to sell his chair on eBay, we'll 3D scan it with his iPhone, upload it to Sketchfab, embed his iframe on eBay, or even better, eBay will accept our iframes. We'll offer our service, and yep.
Are you in competition with AutoCAD as a product or not?
Not at all.
Okay.
We are discussing with them. We have plugins you can install in 3ds Max, for example, and it's published to Sketchfab from 3ds Max, as you would on iMovie to YouTube.
What makes the technology defensible in that you're using open standards? How hard is it to develop what you did, and why can't other competitors do that using the same open standards?
Because they're awesome.
Just asking. You could just look at our competitors trying to do that, and they have a very tough way to do that. What's very difficult is to accept a lot of native 3D formats. We take 25 of them, whereas our competitors take like 1 or 2. And so we are based on open standard, but what we do is the glue between all the standards. So the stuff that accepts them all and process them to be understood by WebGL and display online beautifully. And a great user interface and workflow, which is super important in a web product.
Cool. All right, any other comments or questions? Great, thanks
No more
very
questions?
much.
Give it up to them. Now, dear judges, may I please remind you of your high-tech devices? So I'd like to see what you think. Lift your hand if you liked it. Yep, high-tech voting. Do you get a like? That's okay. Well, I have to practice that. We've got a few more coming up for that. Okie doke. To be honest, that was rubbish. You can do better than that. We'll see next time, right? They can do better than you guys. I mean, come on. Okay, who's next? Let's see who's next. Boys and girls. Boys and girls, make some noise for Helioz!
Can't touch this. Can't touch this. My music hits me so hard.
Wow, this is awesome. I need this. Let's start. No, it's running right now. That's not fair. Okay. Hi guys, I'm Martin. I'm the founder of Helioz. Helioz is a social enterprise engaged in R&D, sale, and for affordable products. Today I would like to introduce you one of our products. This product is WADI. WADI stands for water disinfection. Why water disinfection? All of you drink water every day on a daily basis. But there are more than 1 billion people who don't have access to clean drinking water, which causes, of course, a lot of problems. For example, diseases. Maybe you know it, Haiti, cholera, diarrhea. I had cholera by myself, I can tell you, it's no fun. There are other problems as well. For example, 9,000 deaths per day. High expenditures for healthcare systems. High expenditures, of course. India spends $20 billion a year just for treating diarrhea. You know diarrhea? Diarrhea is just going to toilet every 5 seconds. It's incredible. Are there solutions? Yes, of course, there are old solutions. Boiling water, you could boil it. Forget it. Massive CO2 output. Chlorine tablets. If you have a pool, try to drink every day from this pool. It's disgusting, and poor people don't like it either. And therefore, there is solar disinfection. This is really great. It's my time. It's my time. It's for free. Solar disinfection is for free. UV rays disinfect your water. It's that easy. But it's not that easy because you have to train the people, and the people don't do it. And you have the problem that they don't know when it is ready. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, they don't know it. And therefore, we have developed Wadi. It's very easy. You take a big bottle, put your water in it, screw the Wadi on it, and put it into the sun, and wait. Like these chill guys do it. As soon as a smiley face appears, the water is disinfected and ready for drink, WHO standard. It's about 10 euro per device, and all of our devices, the Wadi, the bottle, the app, the mat, the bag, mosquito, all of our devices are made of sauerkraut, because we love our environment. We are 2 years on age. We had 2 years on R&D right now, and wait a second. These are all of our distribution partners. We didn't spend 1 penny in marketing. You can see as a business model, distribution channel 1 is the Western countries, we or the rich guys, for charity events. By the way, next month they will start a charity event here in Austria. Outdoor dealers, corporate social responsibility. Imagine the logo of your company here on this device. Very good pictures for your CSR. And the next one is, of course, developing countries. Base of the pyramid, NGOs, local dealers. These are some of our customers. Globetrotter is the biggest outdoor dealer in Europe. Drishti owns 17,000 shops in India. And Republic of Ghana is the Republic of Ghana. 2,000 sold Wadis, more than 50,000 confirmed orders, and 1 million orders by letter of intent. Our team, George is a healthcare manager since almost 20 years. Pamela is our wunderkind. She speaks incredible 12 languages fluently, and we have a doctor as well. Oh. Are there any competitors? Of course, there is one competitor. It's a spin-off of University of Washington and MIT, but it's a copycat. We own the IP rights, they don't have it. Investors we already have, but we are looking for co-investors, maybe lead investor, contact partners, networks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Helioz!
Help us!
Thank you! It's yours. Judges.
Well, either you've done a great job planting people in the audience, or I think you just got a strong vote of support from the audience. So you already have some customers in the market, sounds like.
Yes.
Could you explain a little bit about, you said you had 1 million orders based on letters of intent?
These are orders based on letter of intent, so they would buy it if we had the product. But we don't have it because we need the production. The production is very expensive for setting it up.
And how many different customers represent those 1 million orders? Is that one big customer, or is that
No,
like
no,
5?
there are different, about 50, 60 customers.
Okay.
I can show you the letter of intent if you...
Great. When you were initially presenting, you had this very long, contrived mission statement, and then I sort of, you make water safe to drink, right?
Yes.
Yeah, why do you have this big fucking, like, bullshit bureaucratic mission statement when that's, like, a very clear value proposition?
Because that's not our only product. We have more products.
Okay.
Not just Wadi.
Yeah.
But we are affordable products for low-income households.
Okay, I got that, but I wouldn't spend too much time pitching your future product. Your current product is actually pretty compelling and a lot clearer in value proposition than, hey, we're going to build all this other stuff in the future. So I would focus more on just what you're currently doing right now and maybe 10% on what you're doing in the future. But other folks? Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead. Do you want to respond?
There are no future products. They are still available. They are right now available. So there, but there's no time for presenting it.
You have as much traction with the other stuff as you do with water products?
Yeah. Pardon? I didn't.
I was saying. So I'm not going to ask you a question. I'm going to give you feedback, which is you've got something sexy. You don't have to sell me on the rest of the stuff.
Okay.
Sell what's sexy.
Okay.
Not what's behind door number 3 next year. Other folks.
Quick question. So these are, you said 10 euros each. If you scale this, how cheap can they get? Is there a competition, and can you go to a larger bottle, or is it just a small bottle?
You can use a big bottle as well, up to 3 liters.
Okay. And what could the price point get to if you start selling millions?
Pardon?
What could the price point get to if you start selling millions?
It's 10 euros.
Today, but what could it get cheaper?
No, it's the cheapest price. Right now it's about 14 euros because we don't have economies of scale. We have to produce more.
So how cheap could you
What
get
could
it?
Right now, if you
have this kind of million orders,
if you produce millions in India, maybe we can go down to $6-7, something like that.
How long does it take for a 2-liter bottle?
Totally different. In summer in India, maybe a half an hour. We're just coming back from Ghana. Rainy season, 5 hours. But it's never 2 or 3 days.
Okay. On the business model, one question. This is a non-profit, 10 euros you're planning to be there, right?
No, we are a social enterprise.
Okay.
We would like to have revenue
okay.
for R&D and salaries and.
All right.
So Bill Gates is very active in this space. Did he already call you?
No. He's on toilets, let's say more on toilets right now, but he would be great, of course.
Okay, I think we all think that's pretty cool and pretty interesting.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Helioz! Okay, let's move on. Next one. Let's get going, let's get rising. Rise Art, come on! Make some noise for Rise Art!
Hey everyone out there, how are you doing? My name is Scott Phillips. I'm the founder of Rise Art. And before I get started, I just wanted to ask everyone just a very quick question in this room. Who out there has ever felt intimidated, unwelcome, or just plain ignored when walking or setting foot in an art gallery? Raise your hand. Anyone out there? Yeah, me too. Me too. And that's exactly why we started the business Rise Art, to help make buying and discovering great art affordable and risk-free for the masses. The art world is a huge business worldwide, 30 billion globally, and if you add in the secondary market, bigger than music or books combined. Yet for first-time collectors and people looking for great art for their home, the art world's also really typified as fragmented, opaque, and intimidating. People need a trusted guide to get in artwork and start buying stuff for their home. And the art gallery ecosystem works extremely well for serious collectors. In the UK, there's 30,000 of those alone. But what about the rest of us? What about the 10,000 people and 10 million people who go to the Tate Modern every year and other galleries in the UK? Well, often these people are underserved and end up sacrificing, purchasing cheap wall decor, posters, and prints. And at the end, they generally overpay for that price. And it benefits certain players in the industry quite well. In fact, the leading retailer of art globally is none other than IKEA. We want to change that, and we want to make owning art accessible for the masses, especially for people who are trading up in their homes, getting great furniture, but still have awful posters on their wall. And we believe now is the right time to do this because the art market is coming online quickly. Galleries are now exploring offline after being laggards to the industry. Customer behavior is shifting as people are more and more comfortable with large basket size and buying fashion online. And improvements in technology such as the iPad and augmented reality make actually viewing art quite a pleasant experience online. But the art industry, unlike others, whether you're at a gallery or at home, people ask the same question over and over, which is, will it look great on my wall? And the answer is, for us as art rentals provides that opportunity to try it in your house, live with it, and make sure you love it before you commit to purchase. Our business is simple. You come onto Rise Art and take a quick art style quiz, and we'll help you find great artwork tailored to you. You can browse great collections from museums, artists, and galleries worldwide. When you find something you love, you can buy it, or you can rent it and try it at home at your wall. When you rent it, you get the art arrives framed, ready to hang, and you can keep it as long as you want, earning credits for rental, or return it at any time. We get our artwork by crowdsourcing through artist submissions through the site, as well as now we're partnering with some of the biggest museums, galleries, and institutions worldwide to make art available from great artists such as Damien Hirst, Murakami, David Hockney, and more. Why we're different? Well, we have these world-renowned curators that help provide a story for the site and make art accessible for the masses. They also help us promote it, give us a great social proof. And art rentals is a great way to try it. Where else can you get a Murakami that's worth thousands in your home for less than $50? On top of that, our quiz and recommendation engine ensures that even when we have 4,000 products on the site, there's something for you and you'll find it easily. Our team is experienced in tech and art, and we're supported by some fantastic advisors across e-commerce as well as the art world. And our initial progress has been great. Since launching the rentals model this spring, over the past 4 months, we've done over 40,000 in revenues with a high average basket size. We've been featured globally, and our customers really are loving what we're doing. And right now in the future, we're aiming to become the next destination for our art online. Thank you very much.
Make some noise!
Before we begin, I think we're investors in a company that might be competitive called Artsicle, but I believe there's a big market for retail art, but do you consider this a luxury market or a retail sort of consumer market?
I mean, we consider it in a way both. It's in some ways affordable luxury, so we have products that are on sale on the site from as low as 50 to 100 pounds, all the way up to 20,000. So people generally try one thing and then often will trade up.
But your current ticket size, you said, was about $700.
That's $700. It's skewed. We do some sales that are well over 10,000, so that does skew the model. But like we have sales every day that are 1 to 200.
If you had your intent, where would it be? Would it be under $200 or over $1,000?
I think we still are kind of learning that from our customers right now. I mean, we're working with partners. I think the art world can go up, and we want to start people collecting art, and then come back once they gain our trust, come back and maybe buy more and more work. So I don't think that you necessarily have to limit yourself. Probably 80% of our products are under 2,000 right now.
Okay.
So especially if you come to more luxury art, and you said you have sales over 10,000, we have credit card limitations. PayPal doesn't accept anything over 8,000, I think. So how do you structure this kind of expensive art sales online?
Yeah, for expensive art sales, we're already integrated to Barclays and World Merchants, and we've set up certain programs, so after certain payment checks, we're able to do larger transaction volumes. And our subscription model is just a very simple process where people are billed every month.
And how much does that cost? Can you just walk me through,
Sure. I mean, it's a function of both size and price. So we have work that's available for rent for from 25 pounds a month. And everything's delivered, framed, ready to hang. And you earn at least 50% of the rental fee every month towards purchase.
Okay, and then when you say it's risk-free buying, so if I go and buy something outright, it's risk-free in that I can trade up automatically and get value?
Yeah, I mean, the risk-free nature is you can live with it, rent it, try it at home, make sure it's worth it for you. You can rent it as long as you like. For purchases directly on the site, there is also a window that you can return it completely free of charge. But most people, the pain point we've seen is people just want to make sure like this is going to look good over my sofa as it does on on the website.
So they'll rent for a little while, decide they like it, and then
they'll rent for a while, or they'll forget about it and rent for a long time, or quite often people will also rotate it in their house.
I think especially when it comes to art, logistics is a key issue.
Yeah.
So that you don't receive broken things back or send it over. How do you solve this?
Yeah, so we work with our partners really well, and we've designed our own packaging, and we've got international shipping providers that have worked. We offer loss damage waivers on all of the products that we sell. That's an optional added value. And it's something that a lot of our customers are taking up on, but fortunately so far we haven't experienced really any issues on that.
You've got a fan in the audience who told me in 10 seconds a lot more differentiators you did on the slide. Can you give me a rundown, a very quick one, on why this is different to the other thousands who sell me canvas framed art on any website?
Yeah, I mean, like, so we're not after those prints and wall decor kind of segments, so we're not running off cheap canvas prints. All of the works sold on our sites are either original paintings, prints, signed by the artist, numbered, or it's unique one-of-a-kind works. And we feature, you know, the top 100 artists in the world to rising stars that have been selected by our curators who are internationally recognized as kind of experts in their field.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Get up for Rise Art! Okay, it's 4 down and 4 to go. Let's move on. Let's make some noise for BeamApp. Come on, BeamApp.
I've got the power.
Hey guys, I'm so excited to be here. I'm Heiko Behrens, founder and CEO of BeamApp, and I'm here to show you how BeamApp can simplify your life with your digital gadgets. So raise your hand, who of you owns 2 or more digital devices connected to the internet? A smartphone and a tablet, or, yeah, I mean, that's everybody. So when I have to switch from one device to another, I constantly think, gosh, if I just had on this device now what I just did over there, and if I just could continue what I did over there, and I end up sending myself emails before I switch, emails with a phone number, an address, or a hyperlink or something. And I tell you something, sending emails to yourself is a hack. So, how does BeamApp solve this? Well, it integrates into your operating system, and on any application that has text, you just select the text, hit the Beam button, and if it's a phone number, your phone begins to dial. If it's an address, you get turn-by-turn directions, and we can do a lot of other things as well. So we launched this December with a small subset of what we are able to do. And we launch on Apple products only, but this is only for focusing reasons. So we have running prototypes on Android phones and Windows. And we come with a pretty neat API I want to show you on a live demo. And you know, live demos are always a risk. I'm aware of that. And keep your fingers crossed that the Wi-Fi works. So what I'm having here is an ordinary web page. It's an image gallery for pictures. And if you push the Beam button, it understands, since they implemented our API, that we are dealing with pictures here. And I'm now beaming that over to one of the devices I left on that table there. And it pushes over the web page we just left on that device. And if you can see that here, can you see that on the big screen, please? So you get a push notification of on your device, you unlock this, and not only, I mean, it doesn't open the web page, but they have a native application, you know, and it opens then their native application with the very same content we left on the other device. Oh my. So here we are. So, I lost the Wi-Fi on the other device here. Great. So what I'm now doing is I'm flicking to another picture here, and I'm sharing this. And I could easily beam this back to the computer we just came from, but I'm now beaming this over to this device here. And usually that takes just a second, but let's give it, say, 10 seconds or so. What's going to happen is that, again, the native application is going to be open with the very same context. And if it doesn't work, well, then it doesn't work. All right. I'm doing something else now, taking that mic here. I'm playing music. Let me rewind this. Do you recognize that song? Okay. Well, that's always the risk with live demos. What I wanted to present you is that you can beam back the very same song in the very same position back to your PC. And those of you who want to see that live in action, come to me after the show when the Wi-Fi gets better. Sorry for that. All right. So let me go back to the slides. well, the demo went so la-la. We've been founded by HackFwd and the time's over, so yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for BeamApp. Judges.
So I guess I understand you had some challenges there with the Wi-Fi here, but I got the general impression from the demo. Can you talk a little bit about current customer or potential customer usage and monetization?
Sure. So we are about to launch this December, and basically we create value at 3 different parties. So first, that's end users like you and me. We save time and avoid all the hassle. Second, for the service providers, such as music players, Evernote or Spotify, they keep their customers when users switch the device. They can keep up what they just left. And third is platforms. So we are negotiating with car manufacturers, for example, and that is really cool. So we develop with them a use case. You drive in your car, call back to the office, hands-free, and the assistant back in the office then looks up directions in Google Maps and beams it directly into your car navigation. So we have the way to go from Google Maps in a web browser right into your car and the car navigation.
So I guess it sounds like you haven't made a final decision yet on which of those channels is going to be primary monetization.
Well, we start first as a consumer product to get a sustainable user base.
It's a paid consumer product?
That's freemium, where you can extend the life of free beams when you recommend it to others, but eventually you have to pay to receive beams.
Okay. And are there any other products in the market that do similar things, and are they free or paid, or do you feel?
Well, there are some niche products that specializing on their particular product, like Google Chrome syncs tabs over other devices. But our goal is to glue between platforms as well as services. So you start on the Zoom player on a Windows PC, beam it over to a Mac, where it becomes iTunes, and then you beam it to an Android phone, where the same song continues on Spotify.
Okay. Flipping through the very last slide, you had one up there saying looking for talent. So you're up on December, you said?
We are constantly looking for talented people, and I mean, it's really hard to find talented mobile developers. May I advertise this? We are looking for Android developers and Windows developers. If you want to join us, please contact me. But we have a very good team at hand. So with Toby, for example, I did mobile projects roughly 10 years ago. That was the small little Nokia phones, and we did Series 60, for example.
Don't bother about the Nokia one anymore. All right.
So do you have, is there a viral possible strategy where somehow you can allow others to share, and say a little more about that? And if you have any other ideas about distribution, how do you get this from small to large? How do people find out about this?
So what I presented here is my computer and my phones, but the technology behind this doesn't care who these phones belong to. So you can pair to anybody at any time, and anybody then, if you grant access, can beam to you. I warn you, this is really scary if you just work there and your colleague beams a website onto your computer where it just pops up. But this is a huge potential. So imagine you are driving your car again, and the people from the back seat control your music, or you share in a meeting a web page, and it's then available on each display. So yes, when you recommend it to others and find a way how you avoid this distraction, and we have, then I think it can go viral. Yeah.
Can you do the demo again?
I can try. So let me first check whether I have Wi-Fi. So glad you asked.
Just noted for the record, this is an existing investor asking him to do a demo that already failed once more. Not sure that's great advice.
All right, yeah.
Time's up. Give it up for him. Make some noise. That went down well. Okay, let's move on. Who's next? Next is Dot Product. Make some noise for Dot Product.
we're .product. Brian? Oh, okay. He's got the remote. All right, we're .product. What we do is we make tablets see the world in 3D. So let's look at a movie. We shot it 2 days ago, and this is sort of the workflow. You basically just walk around an object and scan it as if it was a movie, but the result is going to be a 3D model, which you can look from at all sides and angles and stuff, which is pretty damn awesome. Give it up, give it up. All right. So what's the innovation here? What's the achievement? What's the innovation here? So as of today, 3D workflows are really broken because no matter what solution you use, you're going to need a high-power workstation to do the data processing. And this creates workflows which are sort of broken and offline or wired or all of this together. And it doesn't make sense, and it's totally absurd because 3D capturing in itself is a mobile and real-time process. So we're at .product, we created computer vision algorithms that are orders of magnitude faster than the competition and the current state of the art. So that allows us to move from the high-power workstation to an off-the-shelf tablet with off-the-shelf hardware. So that's us, lightweight, mobile, self-contained, that's it. And that's something that nobody else can do on the planet as of today, which is pretty cool as well. So why does it matter? Thank you. Why does it matter? Because there are environments where mobility and quick workflows are key, such as the architecture, engineering, construction market. So think of us as a tool that a worker wears on his belt, like a screwdriver, an everyday tool. Why does it matter beyond that? There's a consumer market waiting for us in like 1 or 2 years. You don't need to be a prophet to see that hardware-wise this will merge and integrate pretty soon. So there's a lot of things waiting for us, like inner positioning, augmented reality, 3D printing, all that sort of stuff. We compiled a world-class team of entrepreneurs and technologists to pull this off. I hand over to our CEO, Brian Ahern, who is going to talk about the business.
15 years in the 3D imaging industry, and I've never seen anything like our product. Of course, that's why I'm here. That and the fact that the 3D market is expected to go to $227 billion by 2016. Combine that with the increasing desire to empower the mobile and field worker, and we believe we have a huge opportunity with .product. A major participant in the 3D market is the architectural engineering and construction market, which purchases billions of dollars of 3D solutions a year, but loses billions of dollars because those solutions are not available instantaneous in the field until now. This is why we will initially capitalize on our industry experience and engage directly with leading AEC key accounts based on our experience and network. From there, we will develop a mixed reseller and direct model, as well as engaging with OEM partners to capture the consumer market that we expect to develop. We have met with leading C-level and leading managers in these leading AEC companies who have acknowledged that we will empower them to take 3D to the field, and have even stated they want one of our products on each of their field engineers and other workers' belts. We are seeking funding for time to market, and that'll do it.
.product!
Well, it looks fucking cool.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I guess most of my questions are around go-to-market strategy and potential monetization there. Sounds like you have some experience in the field, or at least in a related...
Yes, I do. Actually, it was in 3D imaging in the higher end that Rafael shown, the higher end kind of imagers.
Okay. Do you guys have any customers currently in pipeline or any deals that you're working on?
So some of the companies that we met with have actually given us their wish list of what they want in the product, which were already in our product build-out plan as well. And that includes the Bechtel.
So that's a no, not yet.
We're not on the market yet. We're planning to have a product end of the year or beginning next year.
Okay. Fair enough. Other folks?
One question on what you just said, Dave. It was about the $10,000 price point for those companies who are kind of buying into the idea right now?
The high end of the market, we expect to be $5,000 to $10,000 based on the value-added applications that we will create for them.
And the very same hardware edition you will then provide for $300 to us consumers?
Well, this unit itself, hardware cost to us is $400.
And you'll get it down, right?
And we assume we would be able to get it down.
Yeah, that's
when,
right now.
When that's going to be in your plan? When is that?
We don't currently expect to be a hardware manufacturer. We expect to partner with the hardware manufacturers because we believe they will want to build these devices into the tablets themselves. But we can enable them, we can give them time to market with the software that we have.
And you have patents on that, so you can license that to the tablet makers?
We have filed a provisional patent in the US.
Okay. All right, thank you.
How miniature could this potentially get? I mean, is there anything there? I would love my iPhone just to be able to scan this beer bottle for fun. I mean, is it technologically possible?
I fully expect that this will be integrated in like 1 or 2 years. This is off-the-shelf hardware. This is here today. This is what we can do today. We're not partnering at the moment with any of the big manufacturers, but I'm sure if you take up the screws, if you take up the housing of the camera, it's really like this tiny. So I think there's nothing really essentially holding back from integrating with tablets. So I really think this is going to happen in like 1 or 2 years. We will see these cameras built into tablets by default.
Thank you. So to be clear, are you going to be selling just the software or building the hardware in the combination?
We believe that for the top end of the market, we'll have to deliver a combined hardware-software solution, which for us will be nothing more than an encasement or a bracket system to contain the two. But we are open to licensing, as we said, of our software with other manufacturers. Thank you.
Looks awesome. Hope you get some customers.
Cool, thanks.
Give it up to Lars.
6 down, 2 to go. Let's move on. Our second last startup is... Give it up for Piokos!
Hi everyone, this is great. I feel like Britney Spears. I'm Eleanor Nell Watson. I'm founder and CEO of a company called Piokos. We enable body measurement on PC, tablet, and smartphone. Here's something. Have you ever been buying clothing online and you haven't known what size to choose? Is it a small, medium, or large? What does that really mean? How many times have you ordered stuff and when it arrives, it just doesn't fit? It sucks. Now, it's a pain for consumers, but spare a thought for the retailers. Across Europe, returns rates for clothing is 25 to 40%. It's an incredible figure. And in a market which is 25 billion across Europe and doubling by 2016, it's a huge problem. So what are we going to do about it? Well, we could use 3D body scanners, physical ones like at airports, except they're 10 to 20,000 euros, not a solution. Connect, great technology, but unfortunately it doesn't have the resolution at 3 meters that's necessary. There are other things out there like standing in doorways and using CDs and stuff. Really, really cool tech. But the user experience can be a little tricky. And then finally, there's the simple old use a tape measure. Sounds simple, but actually it's pretty tricky. And when you do it, you're probably going to get it wrong. But we have the ultimate solution. It's called FlixFit. Here's how it works. The user inputs their measurement. We use that as a general calibration factor. Then they press start and activate their webcam. This is running in Flash. We also have HTML5, iOS, and Android. User stands 3 meters back. There's an automatic countdown. 3, 2, 1, when they're in the right position. 1 shot from the front. And now, 1 shot from the side. 3, 2, 1, and done. That's all there is to it. It really is that simple. Now, when she clicks Measure Me, our cloud-based image processing algorithms get to work. Using sophisticated computer forensics techniques, we rebuild that 2D into 3D. In this version, she gets a little avatar of herself to play with. Pretty fun. But here, is our backend with a health-grade 100,000-point cloud and all of these associated anatomical measurements in seconds. This, ladies and gentlemen, is FlixFit. Let me stress, thank you very much. Let me stress, we are not an app. We are a hard technology. That's why we have a patent pending on our technology in the EU and US today. You can use your laptop for this today, and we are bringing out smartphone and tablet support over the next couple of weeks. The great thing is that you do it once, and then you have a profile. You can upload that into any number of different services. We have accuracy of about 8 millimeters, just to let you know, under good conditions around the body. And I'm very, very pleased to announce here today, for the first time, we're opening up our API so that you guys can plug into it and have a go and use it to develop your own startups. So you can find that now at tinyurl.com/FlixFitAPI, all in upper letters. We make it easy. We have an awesome API and we're open sourcing the front end. We are delivering it free, and then we charge support for premium enterprise users, kind of like Red Hat or Magento. We have early adopters. Some of these we've now got paid pilots with, which is excellent. We want to go and open up the dresses and wedding market first. That's the thin edge of the wedge. We want to engage with female media as well as the tech media in doing this. Long term, these are the guys we want to sell the data to. Simple enough. So today we have a consumer platform, but now we're going into health and data over the next couple of years. I will just say we have a kick-ass team, and I taught postgrad computer science and computer forensics for a couple of years.
Piokos!
And we're looking for 500. Thank you very much.
So I will say that was by far the clearest presentation and the most passionate presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That doesn't necessarily mean you're out of the woods, but that's a much better start than the rest of the folks out there today. So I was impressed by the potential ease of use or apparent ease of use in doing the measurements. I've seen other people going after this solution that was not quite as simple. Could you explain that just one more time so I make sure I understood what was going on there?
That's right. So the user stands 3 meters back from their device, one shot from the front, one shot from the side, takes less than 10 seconds, that's it. You've got a profile, then you can plug into anything.
Okay. And then can you talk a little bit maybe about what the partnerships you mentioned, you said you had some early adoption, or at least?
That's right.
Okay.
We've got pilot partners testing our technology for e-commerce and custom fit clothing markets in Europe and Asia. But over the long term, we want to develop the platform more as a sort of data platform.
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about how you'll make money? Exactly who do you charge and for how much?
Sure, Adam. As I said, we are releasing the technology for free. That's our goal, so that anybody can use it. And then for premium added value support for enterprise and that sort of thing, that's where we actually make our money, kind of like Red Hat Linux or Magento.
Do you have any solutions for shoes?
The technology can be reconfigured. It would take about a month of dev time, but yeah, we can do that.
Are you developing any of the tools on top to custom fit, and what might some of the health applications be?
Okay, we want to work with partners like maybe some of the devs out there to develop middleware, to take our technology and do things with it that we couldn't even imagine. That's how we want to play that one. For health, well, there's a number of different ways we can use the system. We can use it to track your weight over time, not just the size of your body, your shape, and your weight. That's all the stuff we can calculate. Not only that, but also stuff like socioeconomic factors. Our database is a whole ton of people. I bought it, it's US Air Force technology, and that means that we can actually find gender, we can make guesses of age and socioeconomic factors just on your scan.
I guess you mentioned the API component, which sounds great, but I always find it challenging when startups try and do APIs and platforms. So does your team have background or experience doing any API marketing or promotion?
We have an extensive ring of mentors rather, who have worked in platforms before, so that's going to really help us. It is tough to launch a platform, I will admit, and I realize. That's why we're going for sort of the thin wedge. We're going to pick a niche, which in our case is dresses and wedding dresses, and then we're going to crack that nut open. That's how we're doing it.
All right, fair enough.
Great. Thanks a lot, you guys. Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Dave. Thanks a lot.
That was swift. Okay. One last one to go. Who do you think it is? Who do you think is the last one? That's right, MercuryPuzzle! Give it up for MercuryPuzzle!
My name is Nick. And I'm Konstantin. And first of all, a quick question. Who of you is using one of these networks over here? Raise your hands. Okay. And who of you did ever get a job or a perfect matching job offer via one of these networks? Okay, here's the problem. Existing recruiting solutions don't provide smart, efficient access to ideal candidates. And that's because we can only use our CV online. Little side fact, only 4% of all job seekers that ever have contact with recruiters on LinkedIn. So let me tell you how companies do it today. They spend a lot of money to build up online communities. Additionally, they spend a lot of money for online recruiting solutions. And on top, to filter the best candidates, they pay for expensive assessment centers. So actually, that's quite a lot of money. And to make this process more efficient, we created MercuryPuzzle. Whoa. We can identify real talents and match them with appropriate jobs. And to tackle all these problems I've mentioned before, we've built up a pretty cool team. Konstantin, he's our technical guy and the designer. Matthias, he's our partner and mentor. He's one of Europe's leading executive search companies' managing partners. And of course our team, we're proud of you guys. So here's our solution.
All right, and I'm really not gonna go into detail. I'm gonna just tease you. You gotta check out most of the things yourself. But let me tell you, it takes 30 seconds to sign up. You can use Facebook and import everything you have stored on LinkedIn or Xing already. And you'll land on the home screen, and it already shows you the 4 major points we offer, how you can improve your professional profile. First one is the assessment. Then we offer Talent Mesh, giving you a 360-degree feedback tool. We have puzzles and the classical resume interface you already know from Xing or LinkedIn. Let me show you how the assessment looks like. It's a typical questionnaire already used by recruitment agencies worldwide, and this is how we put it onto your profile. You get a personality type and a skill map showing your key competencies which recruiters can search for. And there's one more thing, because we also need to check on their hard skills. We got puzzles. They are sponsored by companies. You can win great prizes, enter a talent pool, and this is what would look like. It checks your financial strength, you know. And these are our tools. But what about our competitors? You know some of these, but we have this, you know, unfair advantage because we're using this assessment technology. And they have been using it offline for the past 20 years. And we're exclusively partnering up with Kadi from Germany to bring this technology online, make it available for free, making it scalable, publicly available, and bringing it before the recruiter. So we are turning this process upside down. There is even more. We have more user engagement with the puzzles and Talent Mesh. We have talent matching, which offers you the jobs and companies in advance. We have this valuable data, which can all be searched in different ways by recruiters, and we have an existing customer base, because we're teaming up with Heads, one of Europe's leading recruitment agencies. And they are really great at what they do, but they're doing it at executive level, right? So, what is the outcome? True talent can get found at MercuryPuzzle. Nick, what are we doing right now?
Currently, we are testing with 3 companies right now, our whole recruiting access. We are now for 3 weeks online, and what's coming up next is that we go online with our recruiter access for public in December this year. We start charging companies by next year, and we will have a minimum of 50 companies by the end of next year, which leads us to about 1 million.
MercuryPuzzle! Make some noise!
Thank you, guys.
So you guys help companies hire people by having their candidates do puzzles, right?
Right.
Okay. I think it was a very complicated initial presentation because I think you could probably get that concept across more quickly, maybe by either showing a picture of someone doing a puzzle or just getting that statement out there in the first 30 seconds. So I might work on that pitch a little bit more to just be simple in the beginning. Lars, you have some experience in this area. Do you have any comments or thoughts on this product?
It's a huge market. How do you actually want to convince many, many companies in using this kind of puzzles? And how is the reaction of those guys who do the puzzle?
Sorry, the second part, once again, please.
How's the reaction of those guys who have to do the puzzles? What is the user feedback of using it?
Well, we have created the puzzles in order to enable companies to engage more with their users. It doesn't necessarily have to be one of ours. We got 17 stock, but they can use every kind of test that they want if they do it themselves. But it's actually thought so they can build a talent pool of users that are interested and keep them engaged. But what's really helping with the recruiting is also the assessment, which everybody can access. So this is just the interface between the user and the company. And we already have these 3 companies. We've got a lot of interested companies. As I can tell you, by the end of this year, we will start with, let's say, 10, which we have in the queue already. And then, of course, we have all the companies that are used to the assessment. So we're trying to approach these as next.
One question I have is, what kind of puzzles are you targeting? What kind of jobs are you targeting? I mean, if you're hiring construction versus Java engineers versus an executive VP, I can imagine it's a huge set of different questions you would do for assessment. But just can you give me a flavor for where you're targeting and how technical, how high level, how domain focused?
All right, so the assessment itself it's based on management competencies. So this is used on executive level, but if you want something more specific, let me give you an example. For example, there's an Austrian company, Austrocontrol, and they're doing flight, like, you know, they do the people that are sitting up there in the tower controlling your flights. And they have, for example, their own tool to check if somebody is able to actually process all the information at once. So that's what they would probably use. We've actually been proposing it to them. And we have puzzles that you can use, for example, check if somebody is quick on scanning reports. So if you need an editor or something, or somebody who checks texts, you could use that. What we are certainly not targeting right now are IT people, because there's a great range of solutions already out, but only for them.
So part of your value proposition is matching the right possible employee with a company and the algorithms that will help match. Do you have any way to have feedback loops such that you'll learn if the employee, once they're hired, works and whether you can improve your system?
Sorry.
Do you have a feedback mechanism to improve your system once you have employees hired based on your puzzles and personality tests to improve your algorithms?
Well, since we're on since 3 weeks and just started testing with the first companies, we don't have feedback on the system we provide, but we do have feedback from the offline version of the assessment we're using, and this says that the amount of unsuitable candidates is reduced usually by 60%, and this is a Lufthansa case study. So it can reduce the number of inappropriate candidates by 60%, only using the assessment right now.
MercuryPuzzle!
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Have a good time. Whoa! So what do you think of the 8? Were they good? What do you think of those fine gentlemen there? Come on. I mean, look at them. I'll say it again. What do you think of them? Okay, what's going to happen now? They will have a look, they will have a discussion, and you also get a chance to involve yourselves into this, you can also vote. Have you forgotten? No. I expect you to vote, vote, and vote even more. And now you have 30 minutes time to get some coffee into you. Let's see, what's the URL? It's, oh yeah, lovely, pioneersfestival.com/startupvoting. Wow, that's a good one, good point. We should ask you earlier next year. Anyhow, you've got brains, you'll manage. You've got 30 minutes and then it's time for the final showdown. Make one more big, big, big and loud noise. Give it up for all of them here. Please, make some noise!